And maybe I should turn on my microphone. Good morning. I was sitting here complaining about how raspy my voice felt this early, but yeah, you couldn't hear that because of my microphone. Awesome. Uh, really, really early. It's 7 a.m. What am I doing up? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing up. I decided to get out of bed and have coffee. Good morning, Lana. I'm guessing it's not morning for you guys. Most of you have probably been up for quite some time. Hello, Robert. It's been a while. How are you doing? Oh, wow. I was here um, Monday. I want to say Monday. And you guys saw me work on this, so I have made some more damage into this cake. Good morning, Marcus. Yes, this early. You even need a coffee. I have coffee. Yeah. Midnight for Lana. 10 p.m. for Robert. Yeah, it is 7 a.m. for me. It is, it's early. But I don't know how long I can hang out now. I will be disturbed in a few hours by some company, and yeah. So figured why just, hang out for a little bit while I know it's peace and quiet, and I got out of bed. Good morning, Noe. Well, good evening for you. I hope everyone is doing good. I have no idea who's actually awake at this hour, which is kind of interesting. I did not know that Marcus was this early, or did you not sleep? Um, I was not expecting me to be up this early at all, because I was up late. I don't remember how late it was when I went to bed, but yeah, no, I definitely could have gone to bed um, earlier, because I was tired, but no, I did not. Hello, Dorothy, popping in for the bit. Love the colors. Well, thank you very much. This is actually a poncho for my daughter, and I have, let's just reach a little bit. And I have a shawl that I made for myself, and I was wearing that out and about yesterday. I was wearing the shawl, and I was working on the poncho on the bus. So that's exactly the same colors. So we're gonna be really, really matching, but my shawl looks something like this with all the colors from the pink through the white to the green and the blues. There's two shades of blue and black. I need to get some food in me. Well, not this early. Coffee this early? Yes. Not food this early. It's way too early for me for that. Hello, Bud Files. It is evening for you too, right? It's not just yeah, we don't have that many people just waking up, but there's a few of you. In the scrap basket you go. Yeah, you need to get food. You definitely need foods. Um, yeah, so I was wearing this on the bus, and then I was working on this one. Because why not? You're sort of in bed, you're listening to 90s Disney songs and crocheting. Well, that sounds snuggly. Where did you go? Silly Stitch. Get back on my hook. Thank you very much. So what is everyone doing? It sounds like a bunch of you are soon gonna go and pop into bed, and some are just waking up. Marcus needed to go get coffee. I have coffee. But yeah, what's your plan for today? I have had some good laughs about my new watch. Um, it's a smartwatch. It's not smart at all. No, because it is really good at counting my stitches for me, but it also thinks I've been walking like double the amount I have been walking. So that is a bit silly. When I was sitting here crocheting um, the other night, it was like, yeah, you've walked 4,000 steps. No, I've been crocheting. Thank you very much. Yeah, I love these colors too. This is Black Friday limited edition cotton cake from Hobie. 100% cotton. 200 grams, 800 meters. That's 7.05 ounces, 874 yards. It's a two weight fine, 3.5 to 4 millimeter crochet hook recommended. And since this is a Black Friday limited edition colorway, I don't know if they're going to get it back, but they did have it 2 years in a row. So there's a possibility that they will get it back if they still have some for, well, this year. A lot of months left until November. I'm sitting here just waiting for summer, so I am not stressing to think about Black Friday yet. That can for sure wait for a few months before we start to think about that. Then again, I shouldn't be buying yarn because I am shopping my stash 2025, so I shouldn't be thinking about Black Friday at all. I might be, reminding you guys about it, but I should not be buying yarn. There is a slim chance that I've already failed at that point, so I might. But still, so far so good. I might have ended up creating some new rules of, when I'm allowed to buy yarn, because there's reasons to buy yarn at some point. I did my most recent purchase of yarn was for a competition that I didn't know I was participating in. So I didn't have yarn to compete in the competition, so I need to sort that out. Um, I was allowed to buy yarn for my birthday, or like, gift cards, birthday money, that type of thing. I'm allowed to use that for yarn because well, it is what it is, right? Good morning, JR. How are you doing? How's the birdies doing? Are they awake this early? They should be. Yeah, you have Black Friday over there as well. The thing is, like, it's Black Friday. I want to say it's a kind of an American thing that spread. We did not start that. We did not invent it. It's the same thing with Halloween. That is also something that just ended up popping over here. You're working on some items to fill a gift box for Andy and Jason. That's so cute. Your YouTube daughter and son-in-law, that is very cute. I have been adopted. I have a YouTube mother and a bunch of other just awesome new family members, to be honest. Like, I talk to you guys so much. It's all just family. But I do have my dear Rita. Rita is Lena's Design Rita, and she used to live far away, but now she lives in the next town over. So I get to visit her now and then, and I was visiting her yesterday. And I came home with yarn and candy. No surprise there. She does spoil me. She did my advent calendar. If you have not seen that, I have opening a package all of December until Christmas countdown, and her mother made that for me. Plenty of fun yarn stuff in there. And she's already thinking about, oh, what are we gonna do for next Christmas? I was like, you're crazy. You're thinking about that now? She's like, yeah, it was so much fun. You need another advent calendar. I was like, okay, thank you very much. I can't say no to her. She just throws yarn at me. She's been sorting out her yarn though, so the yarn I get is whatever she doesn't want. Hopefully, the next guy you date is understanding about the yarn. Yeah, I kinda have to think in the same way. But no, yeah, my yarn is my thing. It is what it is. Take it or leave it. The spoiled birds are growing. Oh, that's good though. If he's not, you don't need him. Very true. You love Christmas and music. Good morning, Moonrose. You're in my closet? No, you can be in the scrap basket. Snuggle down in the scrap basket, Moonrose. Is it time for you to sleep soon? You've never had an advent calendar? Well, I had the chocolate ones uh, before, but mostly because I bought them for myself. And we do have a advent calendar on the TV every year for the kids. So I always had the paper, um, the advent calendar to go with the TV show. That's a thing here. Um, but that's usually what I had. And now Rita and her mom, they made one. Like I got so much fun yarn and notions and stuff in that. It was just awesome. Um, I made a video every day of December. I'm really proud that I managed to do that. I really put myself out there because I am not good at putting videos out there. I mostly do lives. So I was really proud that I managed to actually get a video up every day, opening the present. It was a lot of fun. Jessica, are you still awake? What time is it for you? Is it time to go to bed soon? I hope you can hang out for a little bit before you need to go to bed. I hope so. Um, mm, mm. You're working on a few squares for tomorrow's Whip Wednesday. So, a little bit before you're gonna go to bed, Noe? So, other girls only what they need is yarn. Well, we are a bunch of yarny peeps here, so we are definitely liking yarn. Most of us. I can't speak for everyone. But yarn is like I'd rather have yarn than flowers. Like if you want to give me something, like that's my general thing. Like I never really liked flowers because they don't last. But yarn, that is how yeah, that's the way to my heart. It is silly. I know. Um but I do, yeah, I am a sucker for yarn. Hello, Trey Joyner. Happy late Easter and Earth Day. Your 47th birthday will be in 4 days. Well, happy early birthday because, yeah, um, why not? We can celebrate your birthday all week, right? Bed soon, but you have to see what I'm up to. Well, I'm up to no good. That's my thing. You know that. I'm always up to no good. But I'm working on Mini Me's poncho so I can match Mini Me and mine. Should I put it on? I don't know. I don't know if you can see it that much, but my derailed shawl is the same colorway. See, you see all the colors over here, and you see all the colors on my desk. Same colorway, so we can really be matchy. She did like the idea of that, and she's been talking about getting a poncho for quite some time, so I guess I just have to make her one. I did have this on the bus with me yesterday. I had a meeting, and then I went to Rita's, and then I was crocheting a bit at her place, and then I was crocheting a bit last night. So when I left you guys, my last stream, I want to say I was somewhere in the beginning stages of the green. So the rest is what I did yesterday. Or, well, since last stream, pretty much. Jessica, did you win anything tonight? Did you play bingo? You were working on something and had to keep taking it out. Oh no, we don't like that. That is no fun. Your mom likes to play around with yarn, so you always need to buy her some. That is good. She knows her, yeah, good priorities. Yeah, that sounds like a person that would be fun to hang out with, because that's all of us do that, right? Yeah, frogging is no fun. Definitely not fun. I don't like it either. I hate it. Some things I kind of don't really care, and sometimes I really needs to make sure it looks perfect. Not that often. If I can, magically fix something somehow, then I will try to do that. But sometimes you just need to get it out. No wins tonight, but you had a blast. That is good. Very, very good. Oh, come on now. Come on. A little bit of splitting sometimes. It just happens. You do it again when you don't have to be so focused. Oh, wow, you guys. 12 people up at this hour. I am amazed. Then again, you night owls do surprise me sometimes. I surprise myself by just being up this early, so I guess there's that. I'll check that out later, JR. Thank you. So my plan today is I'm probably gonna get a phone call in a few hours. Um, that would be my aunt that's saying that she's leaving her place and coming to visit me because she's doing that today. Kind of out of the blue. She called me yesterday. Like, "Are you home tomorrow?" Like, "Yeah." "Okay, I'll be coming over." So she hasn't been to visit me since 2011. I've always gone to her. It's not that it's a long distance, but it just never added up. I guess the stars didn't align and such. It's probably going to take her a little bit over an hour to get here because she's coming by car. She found someone that could drive her. And I guess that's been the tricky part, that she would have come by bus and train and stuff. And I did go to her a while back, and I did talk about like the journey there. I'd have to take a bus and a bus and a train and a bus, and then the same thing in reverse to get home. So I guess she hasn't really been looking forward to doing that type of trip. But I've had a bunch of places where I've lived in between when she visited me and now. And yeah, she has just not been able to come and visit me. I have seen her like a few times a year, so it's all been good. But she's finally coming to visit, so I kind of have to do a little bit of cleaning. I think just walk around with the vacuum is still needed. I did most of the cleaning yesterday. It wasn't that bad, kids' toys, um, a little bit all over, and just wiping down the kitchen counters. Not at all a lot. So a little bit of vacuum, but she said she'd call when she's leaving home, and she'd be here before noon. So that's the only thing I have to guess from. I have no idea how long I can hang out with you. Hopefully a long time, but she did say she's gonna give me a heads up, so let's hope that she actually does that and don't just like knock on my door. You have to get up early, Dorothy? Well, I hope you get some good sleep. Sleeping is good. So, by the sound of it, most of you guys will be going to sleep soon. Do you have any fun plans for tomorrow then? And whoever just woke up, what's your plan for the day? Did you get your coffee yet? I hope so. I kind of feel like I want to finish this one today, but I don't know if I can pull it off. Totally depends on how much time I have to crochet. But there's a chance I could. Nah, maybe not. I'd be crocheting all day to finish this, I think. But I am definitely halfway or more looking at the color changes. There's there is 6 colors, and I have 5 of the colors that I've worked my way to. So maybe, maybe I'll get close to finished, or I'll just switch to something else because I need a break at some point. Tomorrow evening, the local photography shop is hosting an event at the local college. So you're gonna go and look at that? You think my balls mutated? They have eyes. They do have eyes. I have eyes on balls behind me, but I don't know if you can see them because they're over there. That basket is full of yarn that has eyes. But I also have the little, where is it? This one. But I also have the scrap basket that has eyes for everyone hanging out here lurking. And they can be all snugly in my scrap basket. See, that's an awesome place to hang out when you're here lurking. Andy's got food. What are you eating? Did you get really, really hungry? Yeah, you've been going for hours today. You was a really busy bee. But I hope you got some good food. Did you say Jason had fallen asleep? So you just kept going live even though he was asleep and snoring somewhere? I guess you can poke him tomorrow and be like, yeah, you're a great mod. Not. Roast beef sandwich. Yeah, that's fun. A lot of fun branded stuff. Well, branded stuff, I don't know. Like, I have fun stuff. I do have that, but don't take it too far. It's like a photo shoot where the shop provides models and proper lighting. Okay, so it's you just kind of go there with your camera and get to play around with, improve your skills as a photographer, and they have a good setup for you to do that. Kind of like a backwards art gallery type of thing. They're providing the object and then you make the art. Or, yeah. What else have I branded? Makes me sound like I'm like a cattle hoarder or something. No. Not into branding. I do have tattoos and piercing, but yeah, no, branding, not my thing. Well, good morning, or well, midday, Spoon. How are you doing? You live streamed a little bit ago and trying to set up your e-reader. Ooh. Well, I did see that there was something that you had done. Um, I did see something pop up on my YouTubes. So I'll check that out later. Did you get into trouble or were you behaving? I was really surprised the other day when you did a live talking about books. And yeah, you were, yeah. I felt so called out the stream before that when everyone started talking about books. I don't know why. Am I being sneaky with my books? No. I just didn't expect being called out. Uh, the cake is pretty. It is. It's the same colorway as my first derailed shawl. So this is a poncho for Minnie and then a shawl for me matching, all cutesy. Not a scraptastic tattoo. I need to figure something out like that. I want a fun yarny tattoo. It's been a long time since I got a tattoo. I need to get a tattoo for Mini-Me. I have a tattoo for my big kid, so I need a Mini-Me tattoo, and then I want something yarny. But other than that, I don't really have any plans for tattoos. You did another live stream talking about everything and books. Yeah, The books is a thing. Book talk. Yep. It is fascinating how people are actually reading again these days. It felt like it wasn't popular to read for a bit, but audiobooks is helpful. Of course, there's always those who's always read books. I'm not that big of a reader because I don't have time for that. I can listen to audiobooks, but I don't have time to read. It takes focus away from my crochet, and I can't do that. All in on the book talk. So, how are things going now with your kid back in school and you get you time? How does it feel? Are you enjoying the silence again and get stuff done? Like what you want to get done? One year they had cosplayer models for you. Ooh, like a guy in a metal Halo slash Warhammer suit and Deadpool couple and an anime girl. That yeah, that sounds like a fun thing. And then they switch it up every year or something. A lot of fun, for sure. Reading a book every 1 to 3 days. You're crazy. It feels like you have the time to read books now. Well, obviously. And you're devouring books in a way I don't even understand how. Like, how can you read at the same time as you're knitting and stuff? Like, I get it watching TV and knit, but focusing on words, flipping pages, I don't know. I could never do that. I'm really hoping the weather is going to get better sooner rather than later so I could get more crochet and walking done. It has been too cold. I've been freezing my hands off crocheting outside. So soon it's going to be weather so I can crochet and walk back and forth to daycare with Mini Me. So I can practice not looking and crocheting again because I haven't really done that with it being so cold outside. I can always put on an audiobook while I crochet. I do that. I do that. Or like podcasts or mostly YouTube, to be honest. I do hang out a lot on YouTube, lurking and crocheting most of the time. You're waiting for nice weather to knit, walk, and read all at the same time. Can you read and walk at the same time? I, mm, you're crazy. That sounds like too much. Do I have? I do have. I only have 3 strands. Where's the last one? It has disappeared somewhere. Where is the last thread? I do have 1, 2, 3, 4. So where did it break? Or where is it? Okay, so there's one. Am I gonna cut that part out? I don't know. I don't, maybe. How big of a difference is it gonna be? I don't know. Sometimes you get that where cake breaks. And where did I have it? There. It is fine. It happens. Sometimes I'm not mad about it. I just need to figure out where to go. And then I have a little bit to cut out, which is, yeah, it's not a lot at all. Or is it? Wait. What is going on with this cake? I did. So there is one part. Okay, so there's more. I did know that this one's gonna be maybe a bit too big for Mini Me. Hmm. Okay. There we have another knot, but that doesn't make sense either. 3 strands. No, here's 4 strands. And where do we have... Oh, it is here. No? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, they added that in there. And from there on? 4. Okay. It's not very often I have issues with cakes these days, and I use quite a lot of cakes. So that is leftovers, or it will be leftovers. I'm actually gonna cut this out because it's too much to mess around with. But I might be saving this, like so. This can end up in my scrap basket, you guys. The last year there was a hot rod show and they had models dressed up like people from the 50s. You do see that quite some here, not for like hot rod shows specifically, like just we have people that like to dress up like that and go out in old fancy cars just for funsies. You've listened to over 600 audiobooks while crafting. That is quite some books. But I also bet you've done quite some crafting. What's your favorite thing to do? Like, do you have a favorite thing to do? Like crafting? Are you a all-out yarny person or do you do other things? Okay, so there we go. Oh, I don't like to do it that way. I'd like to just do it like this and pick up a strand, like so. You can read and walk in a park with no crosswalks, but cars are dangerous. Yes, cars are dangerous. Stay away from the cars. It does sound like it would be better to just sit in a park and relax and enjoy, right? Well, Mr. Brett, good morning to you too. How are you doing? Oh, thank you very much. You gets to dance a little bit. All the little notifications are messing with my things. Okay, I should have waited. I did not know. I did not know about all of those. JR got a membership, Tracy, Katrina, Oddballs, and Diane. Yeah, that's awesome. How are you doing, Brett? It's been a while since I saw you. Hope you're doing good. Ah, Andy is full. That is good. That is good. My chat just popped. I need to. What did I miss? I was so not ready for that. Let's. The e-reader is supposed to have audiobook options. Oh, connecting to the libraries. That is good. We do have some. We can borrow books from the library, like online. I don't know if there's audiobooks. Ah, I was. I'm too tired for this. It's too early. It's not even 8 in the morning. I didn't have enough coffee. I was like, like. Ah, thank you, Brett. Wow. Good morning. I guess that's a good wake up call, in a way. with all the spicy yeah, the book talks out there. They need to make a movie with Hugh Jackman or Sebastian Stan to star in one. I do not know the Sebastian one. There's plenty of books that could be made into movies. Oh, right. I have. That was my first wake up call. I should turn my alarms off. They don't need to be on. But that was my first alarm for the day. Um, so I woke up before my alarm. How about that? Very, very unexpected. Katie says hello. Hello. All the way from Greenland. I think that's, I don't, yeah, that's amazing. I don't think I've met anyone on YouTube from Greenland before. So that was a fun new addition to my YouTube family. Hit the likes, the thumb button. Thank you very much. Um, Congrats to all the new members. Okay, now I'm caught up on chat. You don't know, but you're going to learn about the audiobooks from the library. Where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to do back post stitches again, I think. No vampire fae. We're not going into details here. It's too early to have this conversation. Don't want to say anything I'll regret. Wish they would do some streaming series of Anita Blake books. I do not recognize that name. I have not come across Anita Blake. I'm guessing that's an author of a book. I never ask and give good tips and info. We get to dance again, Mr. Brett. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's too early. I feel like you deserve a better reaction to this. I'm just like not woken up enough for this, but I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate every one of you. Yeah, don't feel like you need to do anything. Just, a thumbs up and hanging out is all I can ask. But I appreciate all of you guys. But I do like to be able to play my little cute videos from now and then. They are fun. I hope you enjoy them as well. You live in South Greenland. Have you always been in Greenland? Are you from there or did you move there? I was really curious about that when you were live, but I was kind of distracted. Um, there was the Lori Daybell verdict came out in the middle of everything, so I was like, I've been really invested watching the trial, so I needed to see the verdict, of course, and then there was just, yeah, I was crocheting and whatnot. But I figured there's time to get to know you and find out like how's things in Greenland? What do you do there? Is it hard to get yarn? I'm just curious overall. Like, I don't know what accent to expect from a Greenlander, but it didn't really sound like you have a different accent to other people in a way. So it did feel like you might have moved there or have just talked to a lot of people around the world to not have an accent. I get to hear that I don't have an accent as well, so. Um, you're gonna go and get more soda. That sounds good, Moonrose. You do that. You prefer no vampire/werewolves, but fays or dragons are okay. Well, there's something for everyone out there. Laurel K. Hamilton is the author, and Anita Blake books are up to almost 30 of them now. That sounds like quite a few books. You've lived in Florida from 67 to 2011, and then you got married to a Greenlander, and then you ended up moving there. Okay. So you are from the US. That explains the lack of other type of accent. Is it cold up there? Like a lot cold? I don't know. Like I'm in Sweden. It's supposed to be cold here. I do feel like all I see when I see videos and whatnot, it's snow like all year round up there, but I might be wrong. You probably have more than that, not just snow all the time. Just looking at Iceland. Iceland doesn't have snow all year round, so southern parts of Greenland, it kind of makes sense that it would be similar to Iceland in climate, right? You've lived there for 14 years. That is cool. Was it a big adjustment? Like Florida to Greenland, that's gotta be a big jump in things. Then again, it wouldn't be that like different from moving from somewhere in the lower parts of the US to Canada. And I do hear that quite some. Like Alaska, Canada, it just up north. Fairly similar, yeah, I'd say. So you're still an American citizen. I don't want to go into politics, but I'm guessing you guys are kind of maybe scratching your heads around um, certain new, eyes being turned towards Greenland. Maybe you can give me your 5 cents on that at some other time. I am curious to what Greenlanders think about the silly things being said in the media across the globe. Just, from a Greenlander's perspective, even though you might not consider yourself a Greenlander. Oh, again? We get to dance again. You don't have to do this. You know that. But thank you. Mr. Brett, it's late for you. Are you getting yourself into trouble this late? No, I know you're not. Uh, but you know you don't have to. Uh, I don't even know. I don't even know. Oof. Where you live, it's not as cold in comparison to other places, including north of Florida. I'm guessing that's north of Florida, and but in South Greenland, you're doing what is called. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Which makes it cold when going. I don't know what that. Mm. You realize how spoiled Americans really are when you move there? If you had to choose between US and Greenland, you'd choose Greenland. Well, you're living there, so I would expect you want to have it kind of that way. Otherwise, you wouldn't be living there, right? There's a lot of things you learn to do without, but you have internet, so that's good. Is internet stable up there? I'm expecting it to be. but in some remote places, probably a little bit more difficult. The Greenlandic people don't really notice these things due to the fact that they love their land, nature, and the people. It makes sense. Greenland was insulated until the newest. Yeah, geopolitical stuff is crazy. No one bothered you until now. Not at all. Yeah, I don't know where things are going. I'm just shaking my head because stuff is silly. It's crazy. Peterak, Peterak is an extreme northern wind. Okay, so it's getting really cold when you get those winds. Snow eater or snow mover. That's cute. So that would be the Inuit like word for that? Internet is good. That is great. I would say that it wouldn't it be kind of similar to like Alaska, that internet's not always good there just because of distance. And did you find some cute buttons, or are you just gonna look at that for your next live stream? The buttons for the last little jellyfish you did. You have been in a jellyfish mood today. You've done quite some jellyfishes. They're all cute. Jellyfish ninja turtles, or yeah, ninja jellies. Are you making tea or tea wood? Making tea wood. Tea or tea wood? I don't know, but you're wanting to share. That is sweet of you, Robert. It is the Greenlandic word. You don't know the English. Well, maybe there is none. Some things are just words in a language and not translatable. There's a bunch of Swedish word that just doesn't exist in other languages than Swedish. So it's hard to describe them. We have lagom, which it's, not too much and not too little, just perfect. But there's just one word, lagom. And I guess it's like in moderation, or it's just hard to translate the word because there is no word to use for it. You're gonna look for eyes tomorrow. Ninja jellies, yes, you did quite some. Did you make one for each color, or is there anyone left if you're gonna do like the whole Ninja Turtle? Or did you use any colors that's not original colors to them? I don't know the colors of the actual Ninja Turtles by heart, so I don't know if you used the same or not. I couldn't tell because I don't remember. I don't sound Swedish? Yeah, that's that's what I've been told. I am Swede. Born and raised. I have only left Europe once for a 1 week vacation to Egypt. All my other vacations has been within Europe. But I am very Swedish as they come. No, I do have some ancestry from other countries, so I am not like all Swedish down the line, but that's I don't know how many generations I'd have to go through to find something different, but I have some. I know that. Like a great grandma or something from another country. Kayak is from Greenland. That makes sense. The word Yeah, I can definitely see that being a word in a yeah. It that is a very different spelling. That feels like an exotic spelling. And Q's are not very common in all languages. That's a cool spelling. No, no, no. Woven spoon. She sounds Swedish when she's tried to pronounce the word woolen. No, no, no. Woven is the word Swedes can't pronounce, but I've been practicing. Sweden is the top 5 best places to live. How do you know? Like, is that statistically something or just, I don't know. I know they say Finland is the world's happiest people. Danes are close to that, and Swedes also on that list somewhere. We're just happy over here. Um, but I don't think I've heard, places to live. I guess also it depends on where you're looking for. There is a video of a guy riding a kayak down an escalator in a mall. Stupid people win stupid prizes. Sounds like that's what happens when you do that. You have ancestry from Sweden, Denmark, Germanic Germany, Holland, UK, along with Congo and the people of Bantu. Well, there's a bunch of European ancestry um, in the US, so it makes sense that there's a bunch of you guys that has something from my corner of the little globe over here up in North Europe. Q's are very prominent in the Greenlandic. Statistics has it up top 5. Denmark's in top 10. Japan is in top 10. Well, fun fact, spoon is in Japan. So it was a little fun coincidence, I guess, that you mentioned Japan. Spoon, do you agree? Would Japan be top 10 of places you'd want to live? Well, you live in Japan, so uh, you ended up there for a reason, but if you'd pick, would you stay in Japan forever? They make them the old ways from tree trunks? Or is there a lot of trees in Greenland? I only think I've seen, snow-covered landscapes. But you gotta have some forests as well, right? I just don't think that's the most common thing we get to see. Because Alaska is full of trees, but you think it's just all snow. It's not. I need to catch up on stuff, clearly. My geography skills isn't the best, I know that. We have laughed about that more than a few times. Then again, Iceland barely has any trees, and I do feel like you guys are similar. That is a town name I do not know if I would be able to pronounce, but you like your cues. Kakortok? Kakortok, maybe. That's probably, I don't know. The same guy called into a radio show explaining his little joyride and somehow managed to steal the rent at a cop's Segway. What? Yeah, that guy sounds crazy. Hello, Tracy. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good morning. Well, is it good morning or good night? Did you just woke up? Wake up. Wake up. Or have you not gone to bed yet? I hope you're doing good. The frame is made of wood. Oh, but the skin is made of something else, so there's a combination. Used to be sealskin, but now they use something different. So what type of foods would you say is the most common there? Like, I'm guessing seafood. That would make sense that you eat a lot of seafood. Do you have cattle up there? You're amazed about the amount of people that don't even know where Greenland is. Well, I can point you out on a map. I do that. Yeah, I can do that. Um, I think a lot more people is aware of where Greenland is now due to the political stuff, since yeah, most of them probably have never heard of it or that there's actually people living there and yeah. I guess having the spotlight for a little bit has both good and maybe not so good things to come with it. People get more aware, learn some geography or whatnot, and some, yeah, just not the right type of attention. You do have trees all over in the south. Well, that makes sense. So maybe I've just seen more like up north type of scenic pictures. Carcordok. Okay, so it is pronounced maybe similar to what I said. I have no idea. I don't know what I said. Is there many quilters in Sweden? There doesn't seem to be many quilters in Denmark. I want to say there's mostly knitters here. I, as a crocheter, kind of feel like a little left out in a way. So, yeah, I don't think quilting is that big here either, to be honest. Um, it just feels like most Swedes knit. I know how to knit. I don't like it. Um, I can do it. I just drop stitches. I cannot save them for yeah, no. So I don't. Since I picked up my crochet hook, that's all I've been doing. I did diamond paintings, diamond arts, diamond dots, whatever you feel like calling them. That's what I did before. And then I got pregnant and my belly was too big to sit bent forward. So I picked up a crochet hook and I haven't really put it down since. So I've been crocheting pretty much daily for 6 years now. Um, yeah, that's where I'm at. We're at 6 years, guys. Um, time flies. Salmon, cod, whale, seal, shrimp, crab, redfish, wolffish, never heard of that. Musk ox, yeah, okay, they like to hang out up in the north. Reindeers and sometimes polar bears. Lambs, you got lambs. And domestic food is shipped by container ship. So it feels like you have about the same, or maybe even more, to pick from compared to Svalbard. Because they do have a lot of the similar foods, right? But I've never heard of wolffish. That is interesting. Because you hear about catfish. Um, wolffish. Hmm. It is just 1 a.m. in Louisiana, so you still haven't gone to bed, would be my guess. Who is still up crocheting? Are you guys, getting snugly in bed soon? You feel left out with quilting and crocheting? Well, that's good with the YouTubes. You can find the friends you want to talk about your fun stuff with across the globe. And you have plenty of more people than just a few neighbors to pick and choose from. That's why I ended up starting my YouTube in the beginning, or like the first place, because I was really isolated. I had no one to talk about yarn and crochet with. So I just ended up creating my YouTube channel to talk about yarn. And here I am talking to all of you guys. So it was a good thing that I stepped out of my comfort zone and I started the YouTube because I have so many new friends and I definitely feel a lot better these days having people to talk to. Um, Isolation is not good at all. Spring has come early. Oh, you talk Fahrenheits over there. I don't talk Fahrenheits, but 42 for nearly a week. The lake is thawing out, so that's above freezing. If you were a normal height and had in-town friends, you would do crazy stuff like dress up in a gorilla suit, go to a bar and dance on it. I can definitely go to a bar. I can dance on a bar, but I don't think I necessarily need the gorilla suit. Can I spread out what I'm working on? Yes, I can definitely do that. So this is a poncho, timeless poncho from the Hobie website. It is a free pattern, and this is the child size. They do have a child and an adult version of this. It is a two-pointed poncho, so we have one point on one side and the other on the other side, kind of like oval-esque in the middle. And we have back stitch or back post stitches for 2 rows, and then it is just all double crochets, but you do 2 double crochets between 2 double crochets, and then you skip 2, so you do them in between. You're not working into the stitches, just between them. And I do that, well, just a regular, no wait, that's a back post row, so 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of working in between stitches, 2 back post rows, 4 rows, very, very simple. "31 sheep farmers." You even know how many sheep farmers there are. That is cute. No bed for Tracy, you're crocheting. Sounds good though. You're trying to finish the cross stitch. No dancing, you'd break a hip. So I'm only doing double crochets in different ways on this one. Very simple. I have done a poncho with pretty much just this stitch, but that was 4-cornered one. It's hanging on the rack. You can see a little bit of the rack there. Some of my wearables, a lot of shawls. I did mention that I have a wicked sense of humor, so there's that. I am a bit silly sometimes, so I have some other silly types of makes. I don't just do wearables, shawls, and such. We do end up very often like in the gutter. We live in the sewer sometimes, most of the time over here. It's a little bit too early. I still haven't even finished my first cup of coffee, so. But I do have, like, I was showing these the other day. They're just close by. Baby blanket, looking like this. Very similar to some of the things you'd like to do mandalas, right? So I bet you'd like something like this. You were talking about the Sophie's and the Charlottes. My first was a Charlotte's Universe. I started that. I never finished it. These are hooked on sunshine patterns. This is a thingamabob. And it's one cake of Twister from Hobie. Um, I just wanted to see how big a baby blanket out of one of these cakes would be. I love cakes like this. There's cakes all over behind me. And then I have another baby blanket. if I can just reach it, that is made out of 2 cakes. Um, where I used the inside of a cake going outside and then outside in on the second one. So you do get this nice fade. Uh, but that one looks like this in the center. This is a repeater pattern, or both of these are repeats, so you can just easily make them as small or big as you want. But yeah, I am a sucker for cakes. They do half the work when you don't have to think about color placement, but also I hate sewing in yarn tails, so it is very, very nice to maybe have like the beginning, wherever you change cakes, and then at the end. Um, I don't know, call me lazy, but I don't like sewing. But these types of patterns do really, I don't know, I like them. It is nice to have the variation of stitches and not just do same thing, same thing, same thing. I have a hexagon cardigan that I've started with a base of one of these patterns. I need to finish that. I made a poncho out of another of these where I just didn't do like the center square. I have another poncho that I need to make, and I want to do something similar to just like omit the center. Where did I put that yarn? I was showing it the other day. I'm gonna make a poncho out of this yarn. So I have quite some yardage here with a muffin from Stanley Bulgarian yarn. But I'm gonna do a poncho in some type of style like this, in all green. I just need to figure out what to do. But I do love these patterns. It's just hard to figure out what to do next. I have so many ideas, so much yarn, and not enough hour in the day to crochet. I need to become an octopus, you guys. See, like this one. You can barely see it, but there's an octopus there. It's the same. Oh, wait. It's the same as this one. I need tentacles so I can hook and clean and cook and all of that at the same time. Can you teach me how to grow tentacles? Very needed. I wish I knew how to do that. You're a tour guide. That means that you know a lot about everything. That is fun. I kind of was a unofficial tourist little yeah. I worked in a gas station in the middle of nowhere, and there was a fancy castle next to it. So when the castle was closed, people just come in, have a cup of coffee in the gas station and talk about the area, and I just have to talk about who built the castle, when it was built. So very unofficial. I just told them what I learned myself. So that was fun. Going from, gas station worker to tour guide wasn't what I expected when I applied for the job. But I'm also very, like, I pick up on things. I know random stuff. I full of random facts. So I guess it's just a part of my nature to know things. Especially like that. It was easy because people just kept asking questions. I was like, I need to be able to answer these questions. Having milk and mini egg cookies. Egg cookies. So I came home from Rita's with yarn yesterday. I already put it up on the shelf because I wasn't thinking about making anything about it. I got more of some of the yarns like I got from the advent calendar. I did get 2 of those in the advent calendar, and then I got 3 more. Same color, same everything. And, well, I got a bunch more. Can't reach them. This is the XL. but I got a bunch of the everyday not XL in same colors that I already got a bunch. So I got more of those, which means I can make an even larger blanket whenever I decide to go and play with those. But I also got some candy. I have a bag full of candy on the floor. Do I find the DMC expensive? Yes and no. Like, I don't work with it. I don't really. I guess it's on the pricey side, and therefore I don't buy it. You also say that you're full of useless information until it's useful. That is how it is. It is very unuseful when it's, yeah. Random facts, there's plenty here. But speaking of candy, I got candy. Oh, and I got some other stuff too for Mini-Me. We can look at that. Mini-Me got some like Mardi Gras type of mask with diamond painting. That's fun. So yeah, that's gonna be fun to do that with her. She does love crafty stuff. My kitchen is her craft room. So when she's home, I don't have a kitchen table. And then 2 kits of these Easter floral, yeah, Easter flowers with paint, and I guess it's supposed to be standing. So that's gonna be fun. But candy. You wish someone would send you some Reese's peanut butter cups. Not Rangers? Not Rangers, but never heard of that. I have cream eggs. That's what it was. Yeah, I got reminded of these when Moomer said eggs. I got some sour Haribo's. Very sour. And what else was in here? Eggs. And I think, yeah, there's that one. Another Haribo. I'm not going to eat these because I'm not a licorice person, but I'll give it to someone that I know loves licorice. Salty licorice cars. Sour, salty. They're Swedes do like licorice. I'm not one of them. But these are cars. Mini cars. Very popular type of candy here. This, their original one is one I very often see with people reacting or like trying Swedish candy. But people don't know how to pronounce it. It's bilar. But I do feel like the most commonly way to pronounce it with all these people that doesn't know Swedish is bilar. Bilar. Which means cars. Because that's what they are. They are tiny little cars. Throwing those away. Haribo. I guess it's French fries. But it's all in German, pretty much. Or, yeah, no, there's Danish and Norwegian. These are all sour. I like sour candy, so I'm happy about that. Rita don't like sours. Cadbury cream eggs. I've never had these. Very interested to try. You guys have these? I want to say Cadbury. Isn't that like a UK brand? Like UK chocolates? And just Easter eggs. These are hard. I guess it's kind of like jelly beans, but it's eggs. So I have more candy than I need. I don't need it. The kids don't really need it. I still have Easter candy that I bought for myself. There's a town in Connecticut called. Well, I guess I know how you could pronounce it, but is it supposed to be pronounced that way? If you put a little bit of yeah, I guess it depends on where you put the pronunciation, or yeah. Mianus. You can be silly with a town name. There's plenty of fun town names around the world. I've seen maps with, road trip suggestions going through towns with odd names. Yeah. There's maps like that in the UK and from the US. There's town names or city names in Sweden too that has different meaning to them. You've seen Haribo in the US last time you visited. No Cadbury's in Greenland. You love Cadbury's? I want to say I've tried Cadbury chocolate, but not the eggs. Just milk chocolate is what I've tried. You're going to leave the live running. You have to go horizontal. You're gonna try and find me on the TV. You're in pain? I don't like that. I hope you feel better. Resting is good. I just want to finish this. The black part of it's barely visible on my black background, but there's quite some left on this. It's gonna take a while to finish this cake. Your great grandma lived near Climax Road, and your uncle stole the sign. I bet there's a bunch of people that would steal a sign like that. Climax Road. Yeah, why not? Here it's very popular when you're at least younger, or um, sometimes when you're older too. The people steal road signs with speed limits, but our road signs look a bit different, I guess. Um, like when you're for your great, like, even numbered birthdays, we have 20 signs. We've got 30s and 40s and 50s, 60s. Yeah, we do have for each 10. Um, so I have a few friends that has like signs for whatever year they were, oh, it's your 20th birthday, you need a road sign. It is illegal to steal road signs, but some do. And then they have them hanging on the wall. These days you can order fake ones, so you don't need to go out and steal them. Um, is that a thing in other places too? Stealing road signs with, for your 20th birthday, it's a 20, well, here, kilometers per hour. Yes, you're green. JR is green, and so was Tracy. Is Tracy still here? I think, yeah, she just got green. You got a gift, you did. And now you got red balls. It is headbands. I'm not wearing any headband now. It's too early in the morning. I didn't think about it. But I love my headbands. I have a great collection of them. And all my members get to wear their own headbands. Yeah, it's a bit crooked. But I have headbands because it's fun. We do have that headband too. It's it's my personal favorite. I do wear that one from time to time. You gotta ask hubby, most stolen sign. He would know that. What the most stolen sign would be. Colorado legalized weed. The 420 mile marker got stolen and they replaced it with a mile marker that says 419 and a half. Oh, yeah, that's not as prone to get stolen, right? Green is the color of frogs. Yes, and Jessica loves her frogs. I do have a Jessica the Frog. It's been a while since we saw Jessica the Frogs. Why I gave you red balls? Well, the red was just a color that ended up being the first. The first. Here's Jessica. Jessica the Frog. He worked on signs. Oh, that. So yeah, that makes sense that he would know. We get to thank Brett for the gifted memberships today. He was in here for a bit and he gifted some memberships. You can't wait for the weekend? What happens this weekend? Oh, and yes, we do have that frog. Andy, did you see the frog? I think you've seen the frog. You have a frog emoji, but I have the frog emoji, but a real one. So I have a frog emoji plushie. You see it's the same one? But this one is even more fancy because it's got my logo on its butt. Oh, you might go to IKEA. That would be fun. What are you getting? So yeah, you got to play around with the emoji and I have it. My really cute plushy, stuffy, whatever. It's cute. It lives in the in the scrap basket. Well, in my yarny basket. Because I have a real yarny basket. They got eyes. They all got eyes. They just live here and looks cute. With the froggy. Yes! Eyes. They're reckless eyeballing us from the back. They live there. So office supply stuff from IKEA. It's a good thing to get that. They do have quite some good office stuff. My desk is from IKEA. Pretty much my whole home is from IKEA. The couch, my background, all these cubby holes, IKEA. Just there's stuff in every room of my apartment that is from IKEA. I have kitchen stuff. Kids' bedroom is all IKEA. Yep. Bed, shelves, everything. Then again, I'm in Sweden. IKEA is Swedish. It makes sense. It would be weird otherwise. Go away, plastic bag. Are you gonna get some of the foods from IKEA? Meatballs, lingonberry jam. You might even be able to get frozen waffles and then you can reheat them. I had IKEA waffles Monday. They were yummy. There's usually frozen salmon, a good lemon sauce to go with that, little potato bake cakes, something you can, pop them in the oven. Children came home from school. You have a good morning. Well, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, Spoon, with the kids. And then I hope you get to enjoy some quiet time tomorrow when they're back in school. Since the cake is doing whatever the cake wants, I'm not color controlling it. But I do love the fact that the green and the blue kind of transitioned perfectly in this ridge part. It would have been nice if it would have been the same with the pink and the green, because there's a bigger difference in the colors here. I don't even know where the light's coming from. But yeah, you do see that the green is coming pretty much in the center of this section. So it would have been nice, but here it's like fading into the ridge. So I do like how that turned out. We do have a little bit going from the darker to the lighter in the pinks, also happening more in the ridged part. So it's just around here that it didn't naturally just fade. Perfect. It is fine. it is what it is. It's gonna be pretty either way. I will probably have to measure though on Mini Me to see how big this turns out, because it might be a bit too big on her. I don't know. We shall see. I'd like to have all the colors. I guess that's also a little bit why I wasn't sad to have to cut out a bit where well, we had one strand missing. There's only 3 strands in this part. Since I know it's going to be big either way. Looking at the pattern, not even a full cake is used for the size 9 to 10 years. I don't remember what size this is. I want to say I went for like 6, 7 possibly. It just has to do with the size of the neckline to be, yeah, so I can continue until this feels like a good size on her. It would be nice to use the whole cake, but I don't think I'll have to. Just for the colors, you know. I want them all so that she really has the same as me. If it's too big, she will grow into it. That is also true. Yeah, I'm not worried. She has a bunch of ponchos. She don't use them, and then still she's like, I want ponchos. Like, you have a bunch, but you don't use them. But I want a new one. Okay. I guess that's what we're doing. We're making a new one. I have a dress that I've been working on for her. Need to do something about that. Should finish that at some point. Kind of forgot about that one. I started it before I moved. So that just ended up in a box in the move and hasn't surfaced since. But I should finish that before she's too big to even wear it. Because of course there's always a chance that she's gonna grow out of it before it's finished, since when did I start it? I started before I moved, but I want to say that the yarn for it was purchased in the spring. Yeah, it was from the first Stanley order that Rita made before she moved back to Sweden from Norway, where I was babysitting her yarn. She purchased yarn from Stanley, which is Bulgaria, while she was packing up her mom's place in Norway, because she felt like buying yarn to have it shipped to Norway and then move from Norway to Sweden and having the whole house being moved would be silly. So she just ordered it to me since I am about an hour away from her. So I had her yarn for quite some time. I did get some of that yarn as well. We did order together, which is awesome. She was talking about more Stanley yarn later. Maybe for her birthday this year, she was maybe considering Stanley. Because we did that first Stanley order and then we did Black Friday Stanley. And now she was thinking about Stanley for her birthday, which is in the summer. So that would be fun to see what they have at that point. All my Stanley yarn fits in this little cubbyhole. So I do have a cute little selection of Stanley yarn cakes. And I am working on some Stanley yarn. The blanket, my trio blanket is Stanley yarns, and now the poncho that I'm gonna be making for Rita's mom. This is yarn I got with me from Rita's Saturday when I went there for Easter. I'm gonna make this into a poncho, but this is also Stanley Muffin. I do like the size of these cakes. This is quite some amount of yarn. It unfortunately doesn't have yards, but it does have, I guess, this is Cyrillic, Russian, whatever. And then it's 2,000 meters, 430 grams. Good morning, Athol. How are you doing? Do you have coffee? What is your plan for the day? How is things? I am curious, Marcus, did you fall asleep? You popped in, and then you said good morning, and then you ran away. I'm guessing Marcus might have gone back to sleep, because he's been awfully quiet. You're excited that your big twist yarn is going to be picked up by Hirschner's? Ooh, so big twist, is that a Joann's yarn? And Hirschner's is going to have it, so it's not totally disappearing. You can still get it. That is good. I like that for you. Very much. Because I get that a bunch of yarns are, you know, possibly disappearing with the whole Joann's closing down. It's good that some of the yarns will still be available though, because it does sound like people like them. Thick fog outside, but sun is gonna come out at lunch. Good. That is good. Yes, yay. We need to celebrate that. Throw out the party hats, blow the whistles. I don't think I've ever gotten my hands on any big twist. I do have some Super Saver and some Lion Brand Mandala, but no big twist. That plushie yarn you use is all you pretty much use. So, big twist plushie type of yarn. I do have, this is Toucan. I have a bunch of those. I do have a whole basket of yarns up your alley. I bet you're gonna love this. I do have this basket, but I do want to say that this, out of what I have, this would be your favorite. Halloween Honey Bunny Candy with these orange, purple, and black little flecks in it. So Halloween limited edition Hobie fluffy yarn. It does feel like this says Andy on it. It did come in a multiple different color variations, but I only got one. This very like slimy green. And then I do have some of this like really thick one. This is a lot thicker than the regular ones. But Hobie does have quite some of these. They call this candy. I have used that quite a lot. But I have a basket full of plushie yarn. I just don't use it as often. It's grass green, not slimy. It is slimy compared to some of the other greens. This is more of an olivey green, but that's not Hobie yarns. And I know, where's the other one of those? They have a glittery one, but it's not glitter. It's like, they call it shine. I know I have a dark one somewhere. It does show way better on the dark. I want to say this is the dark where you see the shine. I made a bunch of eggs in yellow and white out of this. Can you see the shine in that? It's kind of looking a little bit like frosted. Oh, no, the white is totally getting blown out by the camera. Maybe the yellow. It is in there too. It does feel a little bit rougher. I think there's like teeny tiny plasticky harder bits in those, but I do love what they look like. It is fun. I do love that they have these like effect ones. They do have another one. I don't remember what it's called. But you like to play around with these multiple colored one. Have you tried anything like this? Because there's two strands with these. Where's the one that I was already messed up? It's easier to show on there. I have so many of these. It was here somewhere. There. It is already messed up. Since it is two strands, it's kind of like a pom-pom strand. Do you see that? There's like pom-poms on a thin strand, just kind of twisted together. So this is fun. You also like to mix yarns, so you make like type of this yourself. Thick worms. Good morning, Rike. How are you doing? I've missed you. We're talking about fluffy yarns at the moment. And this is my selection of fluffy yarns. I do have some green, brown, and blues that I'm making into turtles that I just haven't done yet. I do have, well, the green and the blue hanging out on my desk because I should make them. I have part of one. This is the beginning of one of the turtles. It's supposed to become a belly. So this is a big one. But this is still not as big as I need it to be. And I put it on hold because, I don't know. I haven't decided how it's going to look yet. Great, a spider is making its web in your shower. Well, shower is a good place for them to make a web because you can just rinse it off. Yeah, I don't like spiders. You're tired, but life. Yep, life says wake up. I have coffee. I woke up before my alarm. I don't even remember when I went to bed. I have not slept enough. But here I am, having morning coffee with you guys. Yeah, go get the cord. We don't want you to run out of power, Moonrose. I figured I'd be hanging out here until I get the call that my aunt is on the way, because she said that she'd call when she's on the way, and then it will take like an hour or so before she gets here. And she did say that she was going to be here before lunchtime, so I don't really know when she's going to pop up. I might not be here for, until she calls. We shall see. Ooh, color change. You can see the difference in the colors. We're going from 3 strands of light blue and 1 strand of dark blue to 2 of each. You was in another chat and someone told you that they were making your pattern and forgot to put a video up. That is fun. I should make more of my patterns available. I just don't take the time to do it. I am crappy like that. I just want to hang out with you guys. Not writing patterns and make tutorials. It just, I don't know. It takes away from my crochet time. But I should, because I know that there's a few that has been asking about my patterns now and then. It doesn't happen that often, so I guess that's also kind of makes me forget about it. And then it just doesn't really happen. But I do have the derailed shawl that is available as a pattern. This one that has the same colors as the one I'm working on now. It is available. I did write this pattern down and it's tested and it's published. So I did something. And then the sunflower coaster that I have a tutorial on, I do have that as a print version. But all the, because I did put that up as, for sale. But all the sales of that pattern is donated. Because I made that one when the war in Ukraine started. So, yeah, that is donated towards, whoever is suffering from from the war over there in different ways. So I did make, a video tutorial of that, so anyone can make it. It just felt like it was my little thing I could do from this little corner of the YouTubes. I could definitely just have that as a free pattern written because it's a really easy one. Um, but hey, it's for a good cause. You don't need a reenactment of that shower scene from Arachnophobia. Well, just the fact that it's called Arachnophobia, I did not watch it. But I have rinsed a spider or two down the shower over the years. It's an easy way to get rid of them. Oh, come on now. Behave. So since I was live last time, I've only been working on this, I think. Because it was easy to bring this on the bus. The lava poncho is starting to become a little bit too big to travel with me, and this one was not that big, so it was definitely easier to bring with me. I might have done a row or three on the lava poncho. Yeah, I probably did. Trying not getting all stuck on the zipper here. But if you're curious, we can just take a look at that one because it is a fun one. You think you forgot to tell me that Wait, what? You talked to them. You think you forgot to tell me that you told self-deception that I was bummed out not being there to see them, and they said I should tell you hi and hope to see you in the crowd at the show. Well, that's evil of you. I guess I can just poke at someone that has a number and I could go and hang out with them. And just, yeah, there's a possibility. So this is how this one's looking so far. Now it's folded up, but you guys know it's 4 corners, and we're down at 3 strands of orange, 1 strand of yellow, as well as 3 strands of gray and 1 strand of white. So we're seeing the lava go darker and the mountain go darker. So that's how far I've gotten with that one. Daddy long legs are territorial. You see them on your ceiling fighting each other. Well, they can keep fighting each other. Party with Rikke. Yes, that would be awesome. I would love to party with her, for sure. So Lava Poncho is slowly growing. Every row is taking longer and longer, and I have frogged it a couple of times because messing up with this one is not an option. So I don't do that. I just have to frog it. Now you're blushing? It's early enough. I get it. It's easier to blush in the morning when you're not prepared for it. In the afternoon or evening when you're like starting to feel, is this day over soon? Can I sit and relax? It's a little bit, it takes a little bit more to blush. But being unprepared in the morning, I get it. I still have a little bit of coffee, but I also have more coffee that I could get. I got a text message. Could this be my aunt saying that she's on the way? Nope, it wasn't. Oh well. Oh well. It was nothing important at the moment, so. So other than my aunt coming to visit for a bit today, I don't really have any plans, I don't think. What are your guys' plan? I do think I might have some plans for tomorrow, but they're not set in stone yet, so I don't know about that. Um, Friday, Minnie's coming home. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have that much fun stuff happening that I've planned at the moment. You got yarn barf, and now you have healthy therapy. Untangling yarn, is that healthy therapy? Untangling yarn is usually frustrating to me, but in a way, that's just another type of therapy. I get it. You just had a random core memory unlocked. Around midnight, the classical public radio station would end each broadcast around midnight and play ocean sound, and the DJ would say good morning. You might take Big Sun driving lessons. You love yarn barfs? You should get the Everyday Stitch cottons, 8/4 cotton. Well, it's not called 8/4, but it's the same thickness. Yeah, the Daily Stitch. Because they don't have a central pull tag, but they are cheaper, so they are terrible. They make yarn barfs. Do I have one of those? Well, yeah, this made yarn barf, that's why it's all tangled up. But the Daily Stitch cotton, they don't have central pull tabs. It is a little bit rougher. It's not as soft as the Rainbow or the Friends, and with them not having put the little center pull tab in it, I've not had anyone without a yarn barf, so I've actually gone to the point of working them from the outside in. You guys, I'll be right back. I need to take this phone call. Where do we have it? There. Oh, that's not what I was supposed to do. This is what I was supposed to do. I'm back. I'm sorry, you guys. I got a good phone call. That was a good phone call because I have some issues that I haven't talked about because I don't talk about all of my issues, but there's some health stuff that I sometimes, you need to take care of yourself. But I have some issues with my teeth. And I got approved to sort everything out. So I just need to book dentist appointments because it's got all approved. Um, so I will be spending quite some time at the dentist in the coming period. I don't know how long it's going to take for them to fix it, but I have that. Yeah, that's good. Yep. Um, I wasn't expecting it to be as bad as it was, because I don't really like I know there's holes and whatnot, and I don't really have any pain. So I guess that's why I got surprised that it was as bad as it was. But I knew that there was holes that needed to be fixed. But I got it all approved, so I just need to go and get it done. So yay me. That's a good phone call to get in the morning, right? A good start of the day. But I haven't really been to the dentist in a few years. I know like it is very commonly known that healthcare is covered by taxes in Sweden. Dental is not included in that. So there's been a quite of a long period of time where I have not gone to the dentist because I haven't felt like could afford it. And now, well, you know, I am on I guess, fixed income. I'm getting um, help financially at the moment, but that also means that I can, apply to get all of these things covered. And I applied and they approved. So that's going to be interesting to see how much I'm going to be in pain. I don't like dentists, not because I don't like the dentist, but I have a really hard time with needles. And not that I'm scared of needles. It hurts. I don't know if this is anyone else, like, because it feels like it's a rare thing. But when I get like blood drawn or just this little, they take a drop or two from your finger, it hurts like I don't even know. When they get blood drawn from my arm or in the arm crease, whatever. When they poke around there, I can't bend my arm for the rest of the day, and it's painful for hours before I can start moving my arm. Um, so every time there's needles and poking and whatnot, I'm hurting for a long time, and it's not just like one. They push the needle in. Um, it can start to relax, I guess, for some people to not be as painful, like even before they have removed the syringe or needle. And that doesn't happen for me. So I often get to be like, oh, but it should be fine now. It's just a little pinprick. You should be fine. I'm not. It hurts for hours. So that's my biggest issue with going to the dentist and the numbing part because it takes so long before it actually calms down and stops hurting. Well, the numbing, it helps. But yeah, I usually don't have that much issues later when the numbing goes away. I'm usually not that hurting after being at the dentist, so that is a good thing though. Hypersensitivity is no joke. Yeah, I feel like that's like my main thing. Um, I'm not too hypersensitive about other things, but that needle, um, that's my Achilles heel, I guess. You spent so much on your teeth, it's crazy. Yeah, teeth is... it's no fun. Some of you might remember that I did have a broken tooth in the front. I was really self-aware about that, that there was a little chip. It looked like I just had a gap between my teeth, but it was actually a broken tooth. So when I had that fixed, I felt so much better. I I want to say I wasn't as smiley back then just because of that. And now I have no problem to smile at you guys. Self-esteem definitely better when you feel like it's just those small things. Um, but yeah, it's always worse when it's something visible. You can't really see the other stuff, so it doesn't feel as bad. You stopped going to the dentist since they fixed your teeth. They don't stay fixed for more than 3 months, and it's too expensive when on fixed income. Yep. Well, I've been on long-term sick leave, and that isn't enough to cover all my expenses, so I do have to. Um, well, I don't know if is it Social Security, försörjningsstöd. So there is there's the opportunity for me to like apply for things. I can go to the dentist if I get like an emergency. Emergency dentist appointments are like automatically approved, but for all the stuff that I need, since it's a lot, they need to pre-approve it. Which is also a good thing though, because then you know exactly what it costs. And emergency care is always more expensive because they always charge extra for emergencies. That's just how things work. So it is cheaper to have it pre-planned, pre-approved. It's better for everyone, or everyone's budget, I should say. Your wisdom teeth started coming out as a teen and cracked the back tooth and a cracked back teeth. Problems ever since. You've been replacing fillings and crowns every few years. And chemo didn't help? Oh, I can get... I think also like having mental health struggles and not eating um, regularly or good or all of that, it does cause some issues. I feel a lot better these days than I used to do, so I do take way better care of myself. There's been periods where, high amounts of intake of sodas, and that is not good for your teeth either. I haven't been nice to my teeth. I haven't been nice to my body, but um, I am feeling better. Uh, it's looking up from here. It is all good. Meds are not good on teeth either. Yeah, there's there's that. But just feeling better makes it feel like it's worth to get this fixed, and hopefully it's gonna get, I can keep it like this, or keep it good whenever they've fixed the issues I have. You typed something when I was on a call. What did you type? I missed on something. Um, oh, you're untangling a mega ball. That is a yarn barfy one. You did actually buy a bunch of yarns at the craft store. That was a pile of yarn barf, so you couldn't tangle. Really? You're gonna do stuff this weekend. You need to do a mock-up setup for a booth or stall. So you have that this weekend. That is fun. Andy, take pictures if you get it all sorted and whatnot. Take pictures. I want to see what you have. Maybe I can come with, cute suggestions of stuff that you need. I don't know. I like to help out like that. I have stuff for markets. I could fill up a market um, stall pretty easy. I already did that when I did the Christmas market with a friend, but I haven't done anything since. I have enough. I definitely have enough to do it. Um, Again, yeah, doing it by myself is scary. I don't, I don't like to put myself out there in that way. I did sell quite a few fried eggs with eyes. I did that. Do I still have a fried egg? I don't think or do I have a fried egg? Maybe. They did sell though. Um, because I think I might have done another one. Yeah. Okay. So these sold. Just a fried egg with eyes. Small, easy, really quick makes. And this was I told you the shiny. But yeah, you can yeah, you might be able to see a little bit of the shine. The honey bunny shine. It does look way better on the darker how the shine is coming through. But just the egg with eyes. Very silly. So maybe you can get like some of smaller things made. I bet you can easily do this. Just half of the circle down, and then you work the white in front loops or back loops or whatever it is. Yeah, you just make a ball, and then you know how you do it. Working one round with yeah, back loops, front loops, something. An egg saucer. I think I might have stuffed it a little bit too much because this is really, really hard. But I like to overstuff my things. When I see you stuff your stuff, stuff your stuff, it feels like I really overstuff because you don't even use like a fourth of the stuffing I use in my things. I overstuff my makes. They're all like really stiff. The most crafter thing to say ever. You know how to do it. Well, Andy does just a lot of fluffy amigurumis in these types of fluffy yarns. That's her thing. So she knows how to stuff, and she does know how to make, um, well, I guess the color changing and whatnot. She's done a bunch of jellyfishes this morning, so that's it's the same concept really. You check for squishability. Yep, and I over well, they're squishy, but they're stiffer. My things. I do most of um my stuffies in these cotton yarns though, so they are a bit stiffer just from that. The fluffy yarns are softer and fluffier as they are. But I also like when I stuff them, I don't have to worry about wobbly necks. It is firmly stuffed with no support. It's just tight stitches and stuffing. Yours are thick, they are. Yes, they are. And quite stiff. going down the gutter. My froggy's it's got a stiffy neck. No, but like all of the things I make is pretty stiff. I think the pickle isn't as stiff as a lot of the other things, but then again, it's just big. It would have taken too much to stuff that. Too bad. This is very similar to your jellyfishes and how this one's made, because she does kind of like this little edging, or it's just sticking out. This, I guess this is more scalloped. Um, and then she's been doing like all the jellyfishy squiggly bits. So this is kind of similar, worked the same way. But it's a cute ice cream cone. It's been laying in the basket and being all squished. Mini-Me's been playing with it a bit too, so it's a bit all over the place. But maybe something like this. Do you have something like that? Like, how can you make a spooky ice cream? I guess you can make a red one and then it looks like it's like dripping blood. Could that be a spooky enough thing for you? Or like make Shrek ears, like a green with like Shrek trumpet ears, and then you have a little bit of a monster ice cream. Or how could you? Because this is a really fast thing to do, right? Just a cone, and it's way faster than your squiggly bits, tentacly jellyfish legs. You've made horror ice creams before? That's good though. Franken ice cream. That is true. Like Frankenstein. I don't know why I thought about Shrek ears, trumpets. Yeah, you do like your spooky stuff, so we need to find spooky suggestions, but like blood dripping down instead of like chocolate sauce. It's like blood drippings. What else could you do? Since you have to do it until this weekend. You don't have too much time, but then you're working fast. You make a couple of makes a day for variation. Like, what could you do? Yip yips with slime or blood drool. Oh yeah, they can be drooly. For sure they can be drooly. You can make a few more voodoo dolls. Yes, you can. I'm just thinking like they do take a little bit of time since you're making all the limbs, right? It feels like that takes a little bit longer. So just thinking quick, fast, easy ones just for filling out a little bit. Do you have any support pickles or pocket pickles? Silly me. I have a bunch of pickles. So maybe that's a fun thing to do. Who would take their 4-year-old to see Nightmare on Elm Street? I don't know. I don't think I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street, but just by the sound of it, it doesn't sound like something for a 4-year-old. Um, your no so ones. You have 6 pickles, so that's good. You have pickles. You saw that one when you were young. Well, look at what you turned out to be. You like creepy stuff. You're crochet voodoo dolls. That's what happens when you watch um, Nightmare on Elm Street as somewhat of a, on the younger side. Might not be the most parenty thing to do. You're going to see the actor this weekend. The actor? What actor? Or is that a thing? The actor? Is that a movie or something? Doesn't ring a bell. Robert Eklund. Well, I have something else that has Malmö. I have chocolates. I actually have two. I have opened both. We have raspberries and dark milk chocolate, and then we've got the salty one that is milk chocolate. So I have Malmö. That's another. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. Yay for chocolates. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. It does ring a bell. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen. And then there's a lot of movies that I have seen that I don't know that I've seen because I saw something and then I forgot about it or never, you know, learned what the name was. And then I can see it again and be like halfway in the movie. It's like, oh, I've seen this one. I don't remember it, but I recognize this. So I can see movies again and again and not even know about it until, almost done. You got to see Robert, but couldn't leave your booth for that long to wait in line to meet him. It's not a Shrek movie, so to say. Yeah, no, the title kind of spills the bean that it is not maybe for the younger audience. Badly Burned Man. That doesn't sound like a very cute look. 3 hour wait. That is no fun. Waiting in line can be worth it sometimes and sometimes not. 3 hours though? Have I ever waited in line for something for 3 hours? I don't think so. Like I've waited but not in line. Um, yeah, no. I wonder how long I have walked today. I have walked 1,500 steps according to my watch. Have you seen me walking 1,500 steps? No, you have not. You met him when he was at a sci-fi convention? Oh, that's cool. You would have if you had someone to watch your booth. Your Fitbit tells you that you're good at walking too. I can definitely stitch fast. It depends on what I'm doing. Back posts like this does take a bit of a longer time to do than just, well, more regular stitches. Front post is also faster than back post. I'm not the biggest fan of back post. I do like the look. I don't like to make them. Well, for variation, yes, but not too much. You saw a lot of movies you shouldn't have seen in your single digit ages. Yeah, I probably saw some movies that wasn't very child appropriate when I was younger, but nothing too bad. Seeing something that is rated 11 when you're 7 isn't that bad. Or 16 when you're like 14 isn't bad either. So, that's just recommendations. But yeah, I saw some stuff that I was apparently too young to see. I think most people do that at some point or another. Unsolved mysteries scared you more than the horror movies? Cujo freaked you out to the point that you are scared of dogs or your dog. I want to say I've seen Cujo. I don't remember it that much though. Like, I don't know if I've seen it or just heard people talk about it. Nightmare on Elm Street, The Thing, RoboCop, Witches of Eastwick, Graveyard Shift. Pretty Woman, yeah, I was probably pretty young when I saw Woman. And that is, you don't really get all of the stuff until you get older. I want to say I was too young to see Titanic when that one, I don't remember when that came, but I want to say that I saw that one a bit earlier than I should have. I don't remember exactly. And Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. I grew up with that one. Like my dad had that on a VHS. We didn't have that many TV channels, so I had that one. Titanic, Gladiator. I just rewatched them. That was like my entertainment available when I was young. You always thought you were gonna get kidnapped. Huge Saint Bernard with bad case of rabies. Yeah. Big dogs can be scary as they are. They don't need rabies on top of that. You saw Titanic in the theater when your first son was about 6 months. It's a long time ago, though. A long time ago. But I want to say that probably like Roadhouse. um, that one, I was way too young for that one. Also to like see it on repeat, like 3 times in a weekend, because nothing else to look at. Mm. You got a little bit of everything in that one. Bar fights, nudity, bad words, nothing appropriate for kids. Yeah, not the most child friendly movie. Oh well. Arson. Yep. Even though when you're a toddler you watch the never ending story over and over. Never ending story. Have I seen that? I don't know. Oh, slightly tangled. Behave. You was at a friend's sleepover with her parents and watched the first Jaws. Got you interested in sharks and the great white. I don't think I've seen Jaws all of it. I've seen bits and pieces, but I don't think I've seen it from the beginning to the end. No, I don't think I have. You look at it now and it has some really depressing stuff. Yeah, some stuff, you don't get all of the stuff in movies as a kid. And a lot of these cartoony charactered newer like Pixar movies, there's a lot of hidden stuff. Adult humor hidden in plain sight. So it is fun not for just children to watch cartoons, because adults see it in a different way and have, our own laughs about it, which is kind of fun when you find those Easter eggs in old movies, um, or seeing like movies from a different viewpoint or another level of it these days. It is really nice to see some of the things with the different perspective. The scene where the horse sinks in the swamp. Yeah, that doesn't sound like the most fun thing to do or to watch. Is that the name of the horse? I don't. Atreyu. Doesn't ring a bell. I don't know where that's from. No, you're not old. We're not old. We are still young in our hearts. Okay, so that's the horse name. I had Black Beauty as a book. That one was a sad book to read. But I don't, yeah, that's one of the. I read the book over and over, and then I saw the movie, and the movie was so not living up to the book. Sometimes I feel like the movies make books justice, and sometimes it doesn't. In that case, no. You're proud of your age. Well, good for you. Not everyone is, but those who are, hats off. Tracy's still here. What are you working on today, Tracy? You are not so talky, so I'm guessing you have your hands busy crocheting because you said that you're going to crochet. The scene in the thing where the guy is on the operating table and has his stomach open, it's turning into a fountain. That doesn't ring a bell for me either. I don't think I've seen that. It took you 52 years to reach this age. There's no way I'm not gonna flaunt it. Ah, it's your birthday next Sunday, 27th of April. Well, happy early birthday. Do you have any fun plans to celebrate your birthday? Some yummy foods or cakes or something? I hope you celebrate somehow. It does sound like a slightly morbid scene. You may go out for dinner. Well, that's a good plan. Do you have a favorite restaurant or a favorite type of, you know, style, Greek, Indian, that you like to treat yourself with for birthdays and special occasions? I do love Greek food. We have a pretty good Greek food restaurant here in town, but I don't go there very often. I am pretty good at making the Greek type of foods I like at home, so I don't always feel like I need to go to a restaurant to get the foods I like. But sometimes it is nice just to go to a restaurant. So there's always that. You like Logan's Steakhouse. I'm guessing they serve steak. That would be my first guess. Yeah, no, you're not old. 58 is not that old. You still have a bunch more years left before you retire and can play around with yarn all day. If that's what you want to do when you retire. Play with yarn all day. Some people rather do other things. Travel, renovate houses, all the things that you didn't have time to do while you were working. Yeah, that's a weird movies with like really odd things like that. I don't know. It's hard to see them make them good realistically. Like the special effects guys, they work overtime on some of these movies, but it's still, yeah, it's not always good. You're thinking about a gift to make for your dad. He just got diagnosed with arthritis in his lower back. Any ideas? Arthritis, lower back. I don't know if there's anything specific to make for that. Like my first thought, I don't know if does heat help? Because I like my wheat pillows, but that is probably easier to just buy one rather than make one. My mom used to make wheat pillows. She bought wheat from a local farmer and then she took leftover, whatever, was it pillowcases and such, and just made her own wheat pillows for heating. She did some really fun shaped ones. She made a neck pillow that was like draping down over the shoulder, so it was, well, yeah, it was squared, but just perfect fit. Um, so if heat helps, something like that could be a good thing. Soft pillow, good suggestion. Good night, Noe. Awesome to hang out with you as always. You make them with rice. You make rice pillows as well. I guess rice is maybe easier to get than wheat or well, whatever grains is good for that. My mom just had, the local farmer sell her stuff cheap, so um she just went there and got it by the bucket. But you don't get wheat by the bucket at the store here, so there's that. I feel like we're seeing the end in the tunnel of this light blue at some point because there's not a lot left in here. Well, there's the one more color change still with light blue, where we'd have 3 strands of the darker blue and 1 strand of the light blue, because we're still at 50-50, 2 strands of each, but feels like, well, there's less light in that cake over there. But I will have to try it on Mini Me and see what it looks like. Maybe I'll just work it until I run out of the light blue before I start with the black. Just to see how it looks size-wise on her. Even though, yeah, she can grow into it, but I don't want it to be like too big so she can't use it at all. Because that would be sad. You buy cheap rice for porridge to fill them up. I've used rice as a weight, When I made the first cactus, I filled that one up with a plastic bag full of rice as a way to weigh it down. Because that made, a good heavy base so it doesn't fall over. Not that I'm too worried, but I did have a feeling my dad might want to have it in the car, so it felt like having it weight down a little bit would be keeping it a bit more stable in a moving car. It is hanging out um, over on his little bar area next to his whiskey bottle, so it didn't end up in the car and it didn't end up in the garage, which was the two options I was guessing it would end up, because I didn't expect it to be allowed to be in the house. His girlfriend wasn't a big fan of it. But it's hanging out by his little bar area, turned away so you don't see the balls. So it is kind of, I guess a little bit ashamed over there, looking at the wall. But I was expecting him to not be allowed to have it in the house, and it would be probably like in the car. Hanging out, your head went straight into the gutter. We're talking about a cactus. Or a cactus. Of course, we're in the gutter. How else can you... Yeah, no, it just... It is what it is, right? It's a dick plant. It's just dicking around by the whiskey. Like plenty other guys in a bar, right? But is it too early for those jokes? Are you splurting coffee all over the place because you were not expecting that? Waiting around to stir stuff up? You know me. Maybe I should give you a heads up so you can swallow your coffee first. Oh, you're not having any coffee. Okay. I'll have some for you. Speaking of, my cup is empty. I could go get more, but so far I have not. Kind of fell into the gutter at some point, but you liked it so much, so you won't leave. You have permanent residence in the gutter. I just say, hello, neighbor. Andy, you still awake? Did you fall asleep? You're still here. Yay. Are you still crocheting though, or is it time for a little break? Because you've been crocheting kind of nonstop. Did you start your stream straight away after hanging out over at Katie's? Or did you have a little bit of a break? Because you were hanging out on panel with her when I went to bed, and then I wake up, you're doing your own life, so you just kept pretty much going, didn't you? You're cross stitching now? I have a cross stitch somewhere. I think it's in a drawer behind me. It is a Christmas table runner. My mom has one like that, and she was like, "This is one that we've always had for Christmas. You and your brother's gonna fight about it when I pass." So I was like, maybe, maybe not, but it's a part of my childhood, so I get it. But she's like, "Here, your brother will get the other one, and you can make your own." Thank you. I don't know if I'm ever gonna make it, um, but I have it. The other day, your fiance was holding his cup and dropped his cup, spilled coffee on the floor by the dishwasher. Did the cup break? That's never fun. Cleaning coffee from all over, also not fun, but breaking stuff is worse because then you can hurt yourself. Like walking on glass and stuff. Yuck. You started right after, so no break. Just training it one thing to the other. Halfway through the yarn barf, you were about a knit, but then you were offered therapy. If I get really bad yarn barfs, I'll send them to you. Because it really sounds like you like them, and I don't. Oh, it was a steel mug, so it didn't break. That is good. Like one of them thermos keeping the temperature type of one. Please do. I'll try to remember that. Yeah, yarn barfs are not my thing. But usually I can keep them under control. They're not that bad most of the time. We're kind of getting the same thing here with the darker being hidden in the ridges, just like here when we went from the green to the light blue. That happened at the ridge, and now we are getting from the light blue to the dark blue, also in the ridge. It's only here where we have the green, from pink to the green in the middle. The rest looks like planned out, perfectly planned, but not here. Because we have color changes hidden and color changes hidden. It irks me. Good night, Jessica. Sweet dreams. You and one of the ladies in your yarn group fight over who gets to help others with yarn barf. That is crazy to me. I have thrown out some yarn barfs over the years because they were just too bad. Not worth it. Like in the beginning of my crochet journey, I started out as a very scraptastic crocheter with other people's leftovers, right? So I could get like IKEA bags full of yarn that was just people had thrown it down. It was just so yarn barfy, it wasn't even funny. So I saved whatever I could save, and then I tossed the rest because I couldn't be bothered with like the really bad tangles. So I had some really, really nasty tangles that I gave up on. She also buy yarn barfs just because. That is insane. I get that you can probably get a cheap bargain from someone that just gave up on life. Sitting there like scratching their head over a yarn barf wasn't worth it. So she buys them and wow. Like, people are willing to give it away. She even goes as far as buying it. We love being insane. Sane is too boring. I get it in a way. Yep. Yeah. Um, it does make sense. Okay. No news yet. So. Good thing I baked some cinnamon buns or cinnamon rolls last week and I put them in the freezer. I'll just take some out and heat them up in the microwave, and it's gonna be like having newly baked buns whenever my aunt gets here. It's gonna be yummy. Or maybe I'm gonna use the trick my mom talked about, putting them from the freezer into the air fryer for a bit. They will be more like newly baked, apparently, that way. I need to figure out how long I need to put them in the air fryer, though. You might do some baking over the weekend. Do you have anything you like to bake or something that you have been in the mood to bake recently? I don't bake as much as I probably should. I should make my own bread. I have the time, and it is way cheaper than buying bread. It's just, it takes away from my crochet time. And I don't eat that much bread. It's the kids that do, so. Mostly when I've done my own bread, we've had soup with it, so. We haven't had soup in a while. Maybe it's time to do that soon. Homemade bread and soup. Chocolate chip bagels. That sounds fancy. Chocolate chip cookies, I've heard. But chocolate chip bagels. Would you say that that would be a more of a desserty type of bagel, or would you have that as a breakfast bagel? You used to bake a lot, but hubby is putting too much stuff on the kitchen counter, so there's no room for baking. I guess he didn't like you baking, so he's cluttering the surface so you can't do it. Or he's just not aware of that's the outcome of, or the result of his actions. You put stuff and you don't put it away, therefore no baking. Maybe with raisins in it too. I don't like raisins. The kids like them. I don't. He complains that you no longer bake. So you tell him to stop buying stupid shit and fill the counter with. Well, he's dealing with the consequences of his own actions. Makes sense though. Also, I don't like to have flour all over the kitchen. That's usually what happens when you bake bread and cinnamon buns and stuff. It's just flour gets everywhere. My more, go-to type of things that I do when I bake, pies, like apple pie, blueberry pie, and not like a proper layer of pie dough. I put the berries or the fruits or something, and then I just make crumbles on top. That's my go-to. I do like to make like more cakes. Um, It's just simpler. You just make a dough or the batter and then you pour it down and then into the oven, take it out, let it rest, slice it, fill it, whatever. Cupcakes and stuff or portion size stuff, cakes or like cookies, it's just some extra effort and I don't know. It's a few extra steps that I'm not always willing to take. Good night, Andy. Sweet dreams. You need to get some flour and eggs before you can bake? Well, yeah. Sometimes you need to make sure that you have what you need. That's why I made cinnamon buns the other day because that's the ingredients I had at home. I could make that out of. Mini Me wanted cupcakes and I didn't have eggs, so I couldn't do that. You love crumble pies. You're waiting for your rhubarb to grow a little bit more. Yeah, rhubarb is a good one. I might sneak over to my old place. Because, well, Mini-Me's dad still lives there, and get some of the rhubarb. Because there's rhubarb in the garden. So I might get that and make some rhubarb pie. It is yummy. So. I didn't finish is that crocheting? No, I never finish crocheting. It's my thing. I'm still here. I've only been here for not even 3 hours. There's nothing to complain about. Have you fed the chickens? Or what are you doing today? Is there still like a lot of snow up there? Up in northern parts of Norway. That's where JR is hiding. You put strawberries in with it. Yeah, that works really good. Strawberries and rhubarb. It is a good combination. I have 10 minutes to finish what I'm making? No. Not gonna happen. Crocheting is slow fashion. That is, it takes whatever time it takes. Can I crochet something in 10 minutes or less? Maybe. Would it be a big, pretty project? No. Can I make a granny square in 10 minutes or less? I don't think so. Like not switching colors, maybe. Maybe I should do that. Like how far can I crochet in... There's people doing that. Like how much can I crochet in 24 hours and whatnot. Like there's plenty of videos like that out there. I haven't looked at making anything like that myself. I did see the challenge of how many chains can you chain in a minute. I have done that, or been thinking about doing that. That one's feeling realistic in a way, just like making a long chain in a minute. How long will it be? You were gonna fix a boat, but you're going to the chickens later. Yarn barf is solved. How are you gonna cope with the rest of the day if you don't have any more yarn barf to deal with? Yeah, you're crazy. Unfortunately, I don't have any yarn barf at the moment. So I don't have any to send to you. Make real size chicken. Yeah, emotional support chickens have been pretty popular for a while. I haven't done one. I guess I'm not that trendy, following the trends as much when people are doing things. Like there was a bunch of people making pickles, and I didn't make a pickle when everyone else did it, and then I did pickles, but then I made one so much bigger than everyone else's, so I feel like I maybe overcompensated for the fact that I was late to the party. And the emotional support chickens hasn't, I don't know. I've just been busy doing other things. Maybe I need an emotional support chicken. You can always create more yarn barf. Yes, you can. Now you can knit your dad's sweater. How has the mosaic blanket turned out? Are you finished yet? A emo chicken or just the emotional support chicken? Emo as short for emotional support, maybe, perhaps. Don't put yarn in a dryer bag and tumble it in the dryer. Will that tangle it? Will it be untangleable? I guess if it's not wool yarn that felts, maybe you can deal with it, but that sounds like a recipe of felting wool. A support cow or pig? Well, I have emotional support pickles. We even have an emoji for that. The emotional support pickle to the rescue. You're working on that too, but you needed a small break from the mosaic. When did you say you had the deadline for it? I don't remember what you said. 2 meter tall chicken? I don't even have yarn enough for that. My yarns are not something you'd make big stuff out of. It would probably take months, and I would be bored, so that wouldn't happen. I would get bored too fast. No heat on the dryer. Last of April. So you have a few more days. Do you think you're gonna finish the blanket by then? That's the emotional support pickle. See? The pickle to the rescue. It's Dr. Pickle. Teeny tiny chickens. We shall see. Maybe at some point I make some chickens. I do feel like we have a color change coming because it does look like that over here. We're getting less of the light and more of the dark. Emotional support drink? Oh, for some. For some it is. Not necessarily though. It's just a bougie beverage. Because I do like to drink out of wine glasses. Anything and everything really. Well, not coffee, but everything else goes in a wine glass. Water, soda, pink bubbly. You laughing at my fire bunny? Pink bubbly. My pink bubbly bougie beverage. It's very often black currant cider. That is... Where is Volcania? Is she up there? Where did I put Volcania? Yep, here she is. My fire bunny. See? I have a fire bunny emoji and I have a fire bunny. Because I am born in the year of the rabbit and my element is fire. So I needed a little fiery bunny. I will make another one. I have yarn for another one. That will be bigger because this is a thicker yarn than what I used for this one. It is the same. Both of them are rainbow. but this is 8-8 and the other one was 8-4. So I'm gonna redo it in a larger version at some point. You're born in the year of the snake. Well, I think my like fire bunny, all of that stuff is affecting my love for volcanoes. We're not erupting at the moment. We're just snow-covered mountain for now, until Karen wakes up next time. You need a molten rat. You're born in the year of the rat and also fire. A burning rat. An air snake. Are you airheaded? An airheaded snake. Oh, that sounds evil. I'm sorry, but that just a bit silly. I did put green eyes on this one because my eyes are kind of green, so it is me in a bunny. Flying snake. Yeah, that's fun. But yeah, I named this one Volcania. It just makes sense with all of the... She doesn't want to sit here. She gets to lay down. My love for volcanoes. It's gotta stem from somewhere, right? Oh, I'm thinking about those like balloon animals. Clowns blow up and the long thin balloons, and then they make animals, right? Dogs and whatnot. But for a snake, you don't have to twist it or anything. It's just like you blow up the balloon and then you have a snake. You have a snake that's ready to go into a new home. You have a snake, like a real live snake at your house. Well, I do like Karen, but she is being a bitch and doesn't want to erupt when I want her to. It is fine though. It is entertaining to keep an eye on the quacks. I did actually, yeah, I turned that stream off at the moment. I've been having the quacks in the background, but not today. I don't have the quacks at the moment. Are you missing the quacks? I know some have heard it, being like, did I hear a quack? Yes, you did. There's the color change. There's a little bit of a knot there. A little fuzzy knot even. Oh. So you're a balloon? I don't know. I'm just thinking that that's the closest thing to like a air snake. I have a fire bunny. It's crocheted, so a balloon snake would be the closest thing you could easily get that fits your year of the snake air element type of thing. Balloons are lightweight and bright colors. They bring joy. Unless you're scared of clowns. Some people are scared of clowns. Clowns can be creepy, so I get it. So if you're okay with the clown aspect, then I don't think you're... Yeah, I think you should be fine, right? Like a kid getting candy. Candy is good. I have candy. Used to be a yellow clown years ago for Halloween. And there we got the color change. Yay. I need more coffee, you guys. I'm just gonna be right back. I'm gonna go and get some more coffee because I have some, so. You should probably get something to eat or snack or something if you want to. Now would be a good time for that. I'll be right back. And I'm back. It didn't take that long because, well, I already had coffee finished in the pot. I just had to put it in my cup, add some milk, and it's all good. Silly bunny. Hydrating is good, but also dehydrating is good from time to time as well. Did I bring you a cup of coffee? Well, there's coffee here. You're just a bit far away. Up in the far north. In the wintry wonderland. We did have someone here earlier from Greenland. I wonder who has most snow at the moment. Greenland, or she's in southern Greenland, or northern Norway. It would be interesting to compare. Iceland doesn't have a lot of snow. Well, I guess it depends on where you're looking. Like the glaciers, of course, are full of snow, but around Cairn, it's been just white when it's been snowing, and then it's been thawing, so... Gonna throw some coffee at you? You would also join for coffee, but you're on the other side of the world, yeah. You can have coffee over at your place, and I have coffee over here, and then we're just, cheers. Virtual cheers. You still have, well, that's just a little bit less than a meter, but some places more than 2. It's gonna take a while before that thaws away and you get to see green grass. Or before it's warm enough to go and swim. Yeah, no, not jealous. Not now. I'm feeling like summer is almost here. But during the winter, for sure, jealous because we did not have enough snow here. I would have loved to have more snow than we got this year, so. But now I'm over it. Now I just want summer. Your giant rhododendron is starting to bloom with the white flowers now. And your star magnolia is almost done blooming. Isn't that pretty early? We have plenty of really pretty trees right now. I think most of them are cherries and with all the pink blossoms. Last year you went swimming to Barents Sea 13. Yeah, no, you're crazy. That is way too cold. That is way too cold. I want to see if I can show you guys. I got a really good picture the other day. It was like, well, I did get 2 pictures, but it was really, really late at night. It was on the way home from Rita's on Easter. Let's see, I probably should post some pictures of this, but these are like cherry flowers. They are light, light pink, and it was like, I want to say 9 o'clock in the evening, so the sky was really dark. But just look at the blue sky and the light blossoms. It was a really nice just the contrasting colors, seeing dark sky and light flowers. But you can't really tell that they are pink. They are really light, light pink, though. But this could make a fun jigsaw puzzle. Can we get some focus? I know. There we go. It would take some time to make a jigsaw puzzle like this. But yeah, that's at the bus stop. You see a little bit at the bottom. The bus is coming. That's at the train station here. Because we had to switch buses from the bus coming over from Rita's town and then my local little bus here in town. You don't do cheers. Just a reminder, you're part of Hungarian and Romanian. They don't do cheers. This year you went swimming in the snow after a sauna, but that's one of the crazy things you can do when you're sauna, rolling around in the snow, back in the sauna. Yeah, that's kind of comes with the territory. I should do a blanket with cherry blossoms. Oh, that would take a long time. You'd sink like a rock in that temperature. Yeah, no, what is it? It's what do they call it? The Arctic plunge or something? Like you're supposed to go swimming north of the Arctic Circle when it's really cold. People do that. That's crazy. But then again, Swedes go swimming in the winter, like just making a hole in the ice. I think Norwegians and Finns do that too. Or is that more of a Swedish thing to just make a hole in the ice? No, I think Finns do it too. Danes can't. Do they even get ice on the lakes? Or, yeah, you don't really have lakes in Denmark. It's more the ocean around it, and that doesn't freeze. So I don't see that happening. It was nice to swim in 2 meters of snow. Bear swim? Finns and Norwegians do it too. Your mom winter bathed when she was younger. All Scandinavians do. I have never. And I don't feel like I've missed out on anything. To be honest, no. I can do saunas with just a cold shower or a shower, but I don't see the point in the whole like ice dipping, really cold temperatures. Um, I can live without that. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything in my life by having admitting that. No, no. I haven't even looked at how big this is, but I hope it's not too big yet. She's gonna swim in it. You adapted to the cold weather up there? Well, you did move up there willingly, so if you didn't like it, I would assume you wouldn't stick around. Kind of like Katie that I mentioned, she's in Greenland now, but she grew up in Florida. That's got to be a big contrast going from Florida to Greenland. I don't know. That feels like a big difference. Too big for some. You can always put on some clothes, but you can't peel from your skin. Yeah, peel off the skin when it's too warm. Yeah, I get that. Um, I am really gonna look forward to how nice and cool this apartment is gonna be this summer because it's cold. Yeah, I have like 18 degrees in here again. The heating is turned off because it's too warm outside, so heating isn't turned on. So I'm back to freezing again. But it's going to be awesome if I have 18 degrees when it's like really hot outside. I like this darker bluish shade. It works good with my nails. It matches better. Well, my nails are not blue. They are actually like bluish purple. Purpley blue. But it does look good next to the blue here. Matching with a lot of things. Just like this lighter pinkish color matches pretty good with my hair. I'm not even trying, but it just, I guess I like these colors. Could you tell? I don't know. You even get 26, 27 in the summer up there. But that's good though. But you get really, really cold during the winters as well. I know like northern parts of Sweden, you could definitely get below -30. But I don't know how far up north you are, but I know the northern parts of Norway stretches more north than the northernmost part of Sweden. So I'm guessing it's even colder if you're more north. The furthest north in Sweden I've been is Överkalix, and you can still get further up north from there. My guess is that's my aunt. I'll be right back to see what she has to say. Okay, that was my aunt. She will be here in about an hour, so that means I should get vacuuming. It's been awesome to hang out. 3 hours. I wasn't expecting a full 3 hours, but I just, popping in when I couldn't sleep, hanging out for a bit. Felt like an awesome thing to do, having morning coffee with my friends. But cleaning is needed still. I did most of the cleaning yesterday, but I'm gonna take a little dance around with well, I don't have one of those anymore. Now I have a Dyson, but I used to have, a regular um, old school vacuum cleaner, which here is a little a little machine. Well, not little, but then you have the long hose, and yeah, so the machine is always following you around. And growing up, we called that the trunk dragon. So dancing with a trunk dragon, or yeah, that's what I used to do. But I can't say that I'm gonna take a dance with the trunk dragon anymore because I don't have one of those. Now I have a handy dandy one, small one. The coldest was -17 for a few days. So you don't get those like really cold temperatures. That's maybe more inland since you're on the sea or ocean. You can't say that you're on the sea. Or are you? Maybe. Beachfront property. Up north. Okay. But yeah, I should get cleaning. I have an hour. And we're almost out of the light blue. Can you see how much is left of the light blue? Here you can even see that the light blue is out, so just a few more stitches. Well, probably a row or two, maybe a row. It is getting big. So, there's that. But you guys, I love you all. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. And it's been awesome. We need to do these more often. I'm just usually never awake at this hour. Or like still in bed scrolling Facebook or something. Um, I lurk at this time. Yeah, it's 10:30 in the morning. But when I don't have the kids, I can still be in bed at this time. So there's that. Um, that is just, when you don't have the kids at home, you are allowed to be lazy and rest in the morning. I will blast some music and I will be dancing around the house. That's the best way to clean. I hope you guys clean you know, kind of like that. But you guys, love you all. Have a great day. Mwah! Bye for now.